Hey everyone, this is going to be my Game of Thrones Season 8 Death Predictions video. Here's a list of characters whom I think are going to die in the final season. Now the list is obviously not perfect. Some of the characters that I mention here may survive, and some who I didn't include here may also even die. So keep in mind that the predictions are not 100% accurate. Also, spoiler warning for those who don't want to know anything about Season 8. Now's your chance to click off this video. Okay, let's start with the usual suspects. First we have on the list is Lord Varys. Now it doesn't come as a surprise because his death was foreshadowed in Season 7.
If you don't mind my saying, I don't think you should return to Westeros. I'm not sure you'd be safe here.
Oh, I will return, dear Spider. One last time.
My lady.
I have to die in this strange country. Just like you.
In the Season 8 trailer, we have seen him hiding in the crypts of Winterfell to protect himself from the invasion of the Army of the Dead. Next, we have Melisandre, who predicted her own death. It is quite obvious that she comes on the list after Varys. Anyway, Melisandre is several hundred years old, and she understands that her time is coming to an end. In Season 8, she will return to the West to assist Jon Snow win the Great War. But the problem is, he is the one who banished her, and everyone around him hates her for the things she has done in the past. So when she reunites with Jon, she will sign her own death warrant to convince everyone. So she'll propose to accept her death sentence once she is done playing her part in the Great War. Next on the list is EURON GREYJOY. We all know that Theon is on a mission to rescue Yara from him, and he will probably kill his uncle to save his sister, so I don't think he'll survive this season. Speaking of Euron, the odds are against Yara as well. There is a theory that Euron might kill her in a tricky situation, where Theon won't be able to do anything to save her. Next we have BERIC on the list, who is said to have died several times and been brought back to life by the Lord of Light. He has been kept alive for a reason. Obviously, it is for the Great War. And this time when he faces the Army of the Dead, he won't make it alive out of the battlefield. Remember, Thoros is not around to say the words to bring him back. If he dies this time, he will be gone for good. JAIME Lannister, one of the prominent characters, will die fighting the Whites. Here's a clip foreshadowing his death.
What about you? What shitway would you choose?
In my own keep, drinking my own wine, watching my sons grovel for my fortune.
How disappointing. I thought you'd have something more exciting planned.
I've had an exciting life. I want my death to be boring. How do you want to go?
In the arms of the woman I love.
She want the same thing.
He says that he wants to die in the arms of the woman he loves. You might think the woman is Cersei, but she is not the one. Whatever the thing was going on between Jaime and Cersei is over. I don't think he'll ever reconcile with her. In the trailer, we've seen Brienne, who looks well suited for battle. She'll be fighting alongside with him. So if Jaime dies on the field, it will be in her arms. So the woman here has got to be Brienne. When Jaime dies, it will be heroic and emotional, and he will be remembered for his valor and sacrifice. Next on the list is Cersei, the twin sister of Jaime. This doesn't come as a surprise for many, because her death was predicted in the books. A very young Cersei received a prophecy about her children and herself. Maggie the Frog told her that all her children would die prematurely. As of now, all of Cersei's children are dead. The witch also foretold the death of Cersei. The lines are as follows. And when your tears have drowned you, the little brother shall wrap his hands around your pale white throat and choke the life from you. One of the reasons why Cersei hates Tyrion so much is because she believes Tyrion is the little brother who will eventually kill her. But prophecies are like double-edged swords. You can't always expect the obvious result. You have to interpret it in multiple ways to come to a conclusion. So the little brother may not be Tyrion, and it could be anyone. If you have any guesses on who the little brother is, please post it in the comments with a spoiler tag. Next we have the Night King on the list. I know this sounds ridiculous, but eventually he has to be killed to end the Great War and the Long Night, so that spring will finally arrive in the realm. Without a doubt, the Great War is going to cost numerous lives. We can't expect all our warriors like Brienne, Jorah, Greyjoy, and Podrick to survive. Most of them will probably die. The actress who plays Arya Stark also confirmed that there are many deaths in Season 8. Speaking of Arya Stark, she is also on the list as well. Her death has been foreshadowed in the books. The exact lines are as follows. "It has a name, does it?" her father sighed. "Arya, you have the wildness in you, child. The wolf blood, my father used to call it. Lyanna had a touch of it, and my brother Brandon more than a touch. It brought them both to an early grave." Arya heard the sadness in his voice. He did not often speak of his father, or of the brother and sister who had died before she was born. "Lyanna might have carried a sword if my lord father had allowed it. You remind me of her sometimes. You even look like her." Ned believed Arya had a touch of wolf blood, which brings out the wild side of the Starks. He believes that this was the reason why his sister and brother died when they were young. I think Ned comparing Arya with his siblings is a clear foreshadowing of Arya's premature death. Just like her uncle Brandon and her aunt Lyanna, she is going to die before her time. George Martin has been hinting a bittersweet ending for the series, so there are going to be numerous losses. But Jon and Daenerys end up winning the war sounds a bit like a happy ending. So one of these two iconic characters might die. I believe it is Dany, because Jon has already died and been brought back to life. Killing him again just doesn't make sense. So it has to be Dany. I believe she will either die on the battlefield or sacrifice herself for a prophecy so that Jon could win the Great War, and one of their deaths will make the ending bittersweet. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.